Well, the different scenarios, 6 or 12%, depend, of course, on the evolution of the sanitary aspect, the health aspect of this crisis. If the lockdown can be lifted, as we are in the process of doing gradually as from now, the situation, of course, is going to be easier to resolve than if the lockdown has to be reimposed or continues for a time. On the ground today, we have had, like nearly everywhere else, 9 weeks of lockdown. Schools have restarted over the last 2 weeks and are gradually restarting, which will then allow people to go back to work as we are doing. Some of the shops have reopened. Restaurants and bars remain closed for the time being, as do fitness centers and swimming pools. But little by little, people are going back out of their homes and back into the working life. They have been very actively working from home, especially Luxembourg is a major financial center. Thus, in the services industry, it was possible to work remotely. More than 90% of the workforce in the financial industry here in Luxembourg has been working from home, and that seems to have worked quite well indeed. And that is what also helped us come through this, for the time being, relatively well. And I insist on the word relatively.
Nicolas, those fund managers having plenty of time to think about the ramifications of COVID-19. Now, in your survey today, you have flagged up the impact of the pandemic potentially slowing the pace of globalization. We've heard about the impact to supply chains, and we've all witnessed it, how difficult it has been to get even key products where they need to go at this point. On top of that, President Trump also firing up the rhetoric against China at this point, taking us back to the height of some of the trade war commentary. What are fund managers doing with this information if they think that supply chains will fundamentally alter in the short term?
I think it's far too early to really give you an answer to that. Obviously, what this survey and the answers to it show is that people are concerned by the reactions of governments that have raised the drawbridges, by borders re-emerging where they were not, by, of course, supply lines becoming difficult and so on. I think that really ultimately these reactions from governments may be understandable in the urgency of the crisis, but going forward, obviously, globalization has been a force for good, has been a positive force. It is needed for the global economy. And if we want financial services to do what it does best, i.e. support economy, support the growth, support job creation, we need to allow it to work cross-border, which is what it fundamentally always does.